seems like I was on a vacation and I was with a group of family and friends on some type of an excursion. The place looked quaint, not commercialized. There was a wooden lodge type structure, and down the back stairs was an entry location for an attraction. It appeared to be some type of railroad track, but also with the feels of like being some type of a coaster. I was with, I think, my friend Anthony from Facebook. We were the first two in line, then others in our party behind us. We were standing in pairs of two, talking amongst ourselves and to the tour guide slash ride attendant. And then I looked up the gravel pathway of where the coaster would approach us from and saw the surprise of my life. It was a full-grown male Bengal tiger. It was enormous. It was a gorgeous animal with velvety textured fur, with deep burnt orange tones and rich black stripes on the fur. Its face was enormous and mesmerizingly beautiful, with very unique facial markings. It was just moseying up the gravel railroad path directly towards all of us, and I was the first person to spot it. I alerted the attendant and Anthony, and no one panicked, but we all slowly started backing away from the coaster entrance and back up the stairs to get back inside the lodge. Those behind us had the opportunity to turn around to be able to move faster, and Anthony was moving faster too. Thor was also one of the people in line. He was himself a Siberian Husky, and he was headed back into the building too. That's my dog, Thor. Now, the tiger was still approaching as we were all retreating to the building, but there were many people behind us, and children too, and another little white dog that was silently and non-panickingly getting back to the building up the long rail steps. I was the absolute last person facing the tiger, and I kept my eyes on him because it seemed I knew things about tigers and just how fast they were, and that really it could have taken us all out at any time. But it was never in an attack or hunting prey body stance. It simply was gracefully walking towards us. It was so close to me now, but so many people had already gotten safely in the building, and it could have just sped up and pounced, and it would have had me specifically. I stretched out my right hand and pointed my first two fingers at it and shouted, "In the name of Jesus, you won't." Then the scene, although the exact same, changed. I was still dangerously close to the tiger and still climbing up the stairs backwards so I could keep my eyes on the animal, but now the animal was a very large gray and black timber wolf. Like the Bengal tiger had somehow transformed into a timber wolf. I kept my eyes on the wolf, now still backing up, and it looked directly at me, but there was no impeding violence in its body language. It simply regarded me at first, while it was standing up. Then as I was continuing up the stairs backwards, still with my arm pointed, extended at it with my fingers, I think and I'm like wielding some power towards it with my hand to not approach. But I'm still backing up in the car. I hadn't given up that stance of looking directly eye to eye. The wolf simply laid down. It was inside the entryway to the attraction because all of that part was the outside. It laid down with its face in my direction, but exactly how my husky Thor does when he's lovingly watching over me and being nosy. I almost was to safety of being inside the building. Now, all the while climbing up long, steep, old-time railroad construction steps. Now behind me was my husky Thor. But at this moment of time, he decides that he needs to lay down on his back with his belly exposed, like it's time for mommy to give him belly rubs. And I'm like, Thor, come on, dude. Back up. Get into the building. And he was just like laying on his back, happy, waiting for some belly rubs. So I kind of nudged him with my foot to, get it moving. And he did. So, but it was just funny looking at him joyfully laying there. The wolf It hadn't moved. It didn't move. It was just laying there looking at me. I finally cajoled Thor into moving into the building completely, and I was able to shut the door and everybody made it back into the building safely. And that's when I woke up at about 6 a.m. to go to the bathroom and hurried so I could jot this dream down. Because never in my life have I ever dreamt of a Bengal tiger and a wolf. I think I've dreamt of a large brown protective bear once, but this was unique.
So much work in so many lifetimes. So, all right, let's do Angel Laurie first.
So Angel Laurie says she was on a vacation excursion. It was a quaint setting with wooden lodge and a railroad track or roller coaster. I was waiting first in line with a friend Anthony when I looked along the gravel track where the coaster was to come from, and there was a huge Bengal tiger.
So I'm going to show you this because she described it in detail. Can you see that?
Fabulous. Yep.
Okay.
Everyone started moving back up to the lodge. Thor was a husky, was in the line, and another little dog. I was facing the tiger but felt no animosity. I held my hand out and said, "In the name of Jesus, you won't." As I watched the tiger turn into a timber wolf. Show the picture.
Just to remind me. So
yeah, fabulous.
The description Angel Laurie put in on this was beautiful. So really rich description.
He laid down in front of me and Thor laid down to protect me, and I said what was going on. I finally got Thor into the building and shut the door, then woke up.
Now she's got some comments here, so we'll go through them first.
So she's asking, what does this mean? And although the animals were enormous and each beautiful in its own nature, there was never any real threat of violence or being hunted as prey because of their super relaxed body languages.
And Angel Laurie then has put in what she looked up, which I love. I love it when you guys do your research and decoding. It's fabulous and what feels right to you. So she's said what the Bengal tiger is, and then what the timber wolf is. So let me just. So what I'll do is I want to put up her other comment first, and then we can look at what they mean.
So the wolf was huge, but never displayed violence as it laid down with its huge face on the ground, just watching perhaps, also like the tiger standing guard to motivate all the people, not to get on the roller coaster ride. Perhaps it was all to keep us from some kind of danger.
Isn't that interesting? So now, if any of you, before we put up the comments about what Angel Laurie's understanding of the wolf and the tiger were, if anyone's got any little intuitions or knowings or feelings around this, pop them up for us. So okay. And let me know if there's any that go up. All right, let's have a look at what she has put up around the tiger first.
So she said that the Bengal tiger, the royal one, is a ferocious animal that exudes confidence, pride, and wisdom. Dreaming of the Bengal tiger indicates that you have gained experience and maturity in all areas of life. It symbolizes strength, courage, and fearlessness, commanding respect and admiration. With its keen instincts and sharp senses, the tiger represents heightened awareness and intuition, guiding individuals to trust their inner wisdom.
Beautiful. And I know Angel Laurie also put in a lot about what's been happening for her on a spiritual level and where she's, what she's starting to remember about her own journey and her soul. So it's really interesting that that's come through, because I would agree with that for where she's been at as well. And then this is the wolf.
The timber wolf. Wolves represent the wild, untamed, and mysterious aspects of life. A wolf in a dream could be your subconscious trying to bring your attention to something you haven't explored yet or understood in your waking life. Wolves are actually very different on their pack. They have a strong social structure. As a spirit animal, the wolf symbolizes an intriguing mix of power, loyalty, guardianship, teamwork, and wildness. Many cultures traditionally value the wolf as a powerful guiding force. The native wolf symbol represents loyalty, strong family ties, and good communication, education, understanding, and intelligence. Of all land animals, the wolf has the strongest supernatural powers and the most accomplished hunter. Yeah, what an apt animal for now.
Absolutely. I think this really can be related to all of us, literally. So, so I think you were doing a little bit of social dreaming there, Angel Laurie, as well, for us all. So thank you also for doing all of that work and looking through that and finding out what it means. That's really impressive.
And they're wonderful meanings.
Beautiful meanings, and it sort of says it all. It sort of explains the dream as well, doesn't it? But the fact that Thor, Angel Laurie's husky, was also there, you know, there's probably a component of that within Thor, Angel Laurie, as well. That's why you're together. So yeah, so you can really see. And a little white dog, because she said there was a little white dog in the dream. So the dog is the masculine and the white is purity. So I feel that it's probably been a shift in the masculine aspect within you as well. So, yeah, and the fact that you weren't afraid, really positive dream. So what are you getting, Nic?
Well, the overall feeling I got was about that feeling of protection, but not from even though it was an external feeling, which I believe is there, I actually feel that we now have this inner strength in us that we can protect ourselves just by being who we're truly meant to be. So those archetypes of animals and representing our personalities as a collective is all representative there. And this is right. This is our strong power. This is where we have that incredible power.
Totally. So yeah. So thank you. That's awesome. And if anyone else has any other little knowings or
yeah, no, you ain't no psycho. You're not like the others.